morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. It's gonna look over the tube. Hope you're out there, feeling Reynolds when you will. Weird, I know. I might sound a bit tired today and a bit different because I'm very, very tired. But I had a gig yesterday, twice. So yes, I'm kind of recovering. That's why there's some amps missing as well. So anyway, today's video, I'm a bit croaky as well. So today's video, I'm going to show you the new pedalboard I have in here to do videos with. So without further ado, let me show you what I have on the board down here, what's just off the board. And I'm going to be going through the Marshall MG today, as it's the only other amp I have in here apart from the Bandit. Aha! So yes, without further ado, let me show you the pedals. Haha. Okay, so starting from the guitar, which is my white 60s Mexican reissue today, straight in to the Boss DS2, which I love. I think we all love this pedal. It's an awesome, awesome pedal. Any John Frusciante fan has to have one of these in their life. And as you can see, settings are just maxed out, and it's on the turbo mode, so that dials straight up. So that's the first pedal after the guitar. Ibanez wah pedal is next. Marshall jackhammer. I've been really enjoying using this as a clean boost, and I'll show you it a bit more in a bit what it sounds like. But basically, I've got it set up so the amp is super clean, like ridiculously clean, like, you know, like Burt Whedon clean. And basically, I have this on all the time just to push the front end of that just a bit more, and it gives a really lovely sound. And these two pedals, and these three pedals, actually all of these pedals are in love with this pedal. It works, it all works, and I'm really happy, and I'll show you a bit more in a bit. So that's the jackhammer next, and then I've got my favourite distortion pedal of all time, the Marshall Governor 2 Plus. This is just awesome. It's big, fat, dark sounding distortion, which I absolutely adore, and you'll hear in a bit. And then I have my trusty Zoom at the beginning of the chain, well, before the amp, so it goes from the amp into this. Just for, I've got like a clean, A7 is clean, A6 is chorus, got some boosts, and then I've got distortions and all sorts of stuff, which I'll show you in a bit. On the clean, I'm using the pedal for reverb, so all the way back is no reverb, all the way forward is tons of reverb, and you can get kind of varying degrees all the way up. That pedal is obviously just for the CR120, that's the turn, that's just a channel selector or reverb selector. I normally have it in reverb, as I only ever really use the dirty channel on the CR120, but okay, so that won't be used today at all. And that's the looper I use, everybody. Quite a lot of people ask me what looper I use, and, you know, which one would I recommend. This looper is the best looper I've ever played. It's the Ditto Looper X2, and it's absolutely awesome, and I love it to bits. And that's the lemon drop. But anyway, so without further ado, let me show you a rundown of the pedal sounds I have. Okay, I also forgot to mention too, the Ditto Looper, I always run the Ditto Looper into effects loops. It's the only time I ever use an effects loop is for a looper pedal. It's just cleaner. It's just a nice kind of cleaner kind of thing to do looping with. Although on my main board, actually, I do actually run it through the front end. But anyway, that's a different story for another time. But speaking of my main pedal board, which I've had for, like, you know, forever, which I haven't changed in ever, just certain pedals have, this is basically a miniature version of my main board, which I'm very, very comfortable with and very, very happy with. So I thought I'd just make a miniature version, so I'm not kind of struggling. So I was getting some of the pedal boards I've had in the past I've really liked, and then I've kind of started to struggle with and just get a bit annoyed at. So I thought if I make a kind of a carbon copy of the key elements of my main board, which I've had forever, then, you know, I should be a lot happier. And it's proved successful. Yay! Anyway, so yeah, the Ditto Looper is running to the effects loop of the Marshall, everything else is front end. So starting with just like no pedals on, this is just the Marshall basically. So super clean, you know, really kind of almost shadowy clean. You know, so really clean. But if I stick the jackhammer over the top, so this is the jackhammer, and I've got it set up to kind of just like push it just a little bit more. Gain's not particularly high, the volume on the pedal is all the way up though. So that's what a jackhammer does. It just basically just like fattens up that clean sound. So from this, well, that which is super kind of thin and clean. It's a really nice sound nonetheless, but really usable. But if you had a jackhammer, just infinitely better, just nice and fat. So that's the jackhammer. That's what jackhammer's doing. The zoom pedal. If I put the jackhammer back on, A7 is my clean. As I say, the pedal on the side of a zoom, that's adding reverb. So I can go from super clean to totally washed out, you know, with reverb. And any kind of degrees. You know, and anything in between really. So it's really nice to have it on a foot pedal where I can dial in just exactly how much I want. Instead of just kind of clicking on a pedal or clicking on the amps reverb and whatnot. I really love that, just that being able to dial that in. So that's that. A6 is a chorus for moments like this. So that's the chorus. You can also do stuff, well, actually I'll leave that for time. Then I've got, if I turn the jackhammer off, I've got some distortions in the zoom as well. In kind of patches in the zoom, distortions. I can't talk today, I'm very tired. Anyway, this is the zoom pedal's distortion, and it's big. Really cool distortion. You can also get, like, I've also got on the zoom pedal, I've got a kind of inbuilt, kind of a crunch sound as well. So that's basically what the zoom's doing. It's just there for kind of like effects like reverb, chorus, and distortions kind of once every kind of, you know, if I just fancy a different kind of distortion. So moving on to the governor now. This is my favourite distortion pedal of all time. Things have come close to beating it, but there's just something about it that I just adore. So this is the governor, and it on its own. It's just fun. Just a big fat sound. You combine it with a jackhammer, turn the volume down to 8, you get the fattest kind of chuggy sound. Name that tune. I think I played it wrong, but I think it's close. Anyway, but yeah, combining them two is just heaven. And I say I've had the governor for absolutely ever. I remember trying it in a guitar shop in town where I live a while back, and I just kind of like dialed in this sound, which I've still got the exact same setting. It hasn't changed since then. I bought that, must have been about 2005. I've had it and I haven't changed the setting on it since. You know, I'm kind of one of those people, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So I've never really played about with any of that. I found the sound I like, and that's it. Same with the jackhammer. I haven't touched the settings on that since I found the setting I like the other, well, about a couple of months ago now, when I started putting this board together. But those two together, the governor and the jackhammer, are just heavenly. And I say for a lead sound, it's just, especially on the neck pickup, it's just heaven. So, yes, that's my happy place, that is. So, moving on to kind of more John Frusciante-esque kind of sounds now, because that's kind of where I live, so to say. That's the kind of sound I've had for a long time. And I also have the clean boost overdrive on the right, as you saw, it's on the right side of the governor. So the governor, the guitar hits the overdrive clean boost first, and the amp hits the jackhammer first. The governor first. So that could be technically considered the wrong way around, but it works for me. So and that's what I've always found. When I switch them around either way, I hate it, so it have to be that way. The Ibanez-wah and the jackhammer does what the Ibanez-wah and the jackhammer do really nicely. Yeah, just really cool. I love having the reverb being able to dial in. I've never really, it's really weird, I've never really used reverb a lot, like every now and again, but in the past couple of months I've really started to get into using varying degrees of reverb, which is why I've been kind of really experimenting with the zoom pedal on the thing. It's been really, really cool. So that's the Ibanez-wah. Never turn the dial down, it's always on 10, just to get the most. Just that kind of thing. Love that sound. And then I got the awesome, the glorious DS2, which combined with the jackhammer gives you a really cool kind of John Frusciante kind of lead sound. Well, at least to me anyway. It's just a really cool sound, and I can combine the DS2 with the governor as well and the jackhammer for like proper full out, you know, craziness. I really like combining the governor with the DS2. It's a really cool kind of sound. That is massive. It does the sound of the DS2 and the governor together on the neck pickup is huge. Huge, I tells you. You can probably see that sound from space. So yeah, that's it really. And I say they all work very happily together, so I can combine them all, as you heard, it's crazy. That's a lot of gain, but I like a lot of gain. I like it when you hit the guitar, like the notes are sustain and don't. I'm never one for kind of dialing back the gain. I'll just crank everything on max. So like all the gain on the distortion pedals, the governor and the DS2 is just maxed out, and I just love that. He says turn them off, otherwise you get that. It's raining. Anyway, yeah, that's it really. I say the ditto loop is going into the effects loop, but that just you know, you heard at the beginning it does what it does. But yeah, that's it. I think that's everything. Have I forgot to say anything about any of these pedals? I've shown you all of them together, shown you DS2 and everything. No, I think that's it. Get some really cool feedback with the governor and the DS2. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video on my new pedalboard I have in here. I think this one will probably be the one that stays longest, if not forever now. Things might come and go, but I highly doubt it. You never know. You never know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm not, don't worry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again very soon for another one. Have a great morning, afternoon, and good evening. Goodbye now.